And hi, and welcome back to my Tricycle Lounge. So today we are going to talk about a past video that we had done around last summer. Okay, so the video that I'm talking about is the video that when we bought this tire brand new. Now, the reason why we decided to buy this tire and use it and test it out is because the company VEE was my go-to tire brand for my Fat Boy e-bike. The thing is with the V brand was it got more popular. The prices went up on the tires. To give you an example, that when I first discovered the V tire, they were running about $45 to maybe $70 per tire, and they had a wide variety of tires to choose from. I tried almost all of them at one point in time. I really like the brand. I really like the the performance that they give out. And up until last summer, I noticed the V tire got really popular, and that's when the prices started skyrocketing to the point where they were getting up to like $70 plus per tire. So that's when I decided I had to find alternative tire brands and tires from the e-bikes. So that's right around right when this brand popped up. This is an off-brand tire that I noticed something similar to the V brand was they were copying the tread pattern on one of the V tires that they had, and it kept coming up on my feed, so I decided to try them out. And we bought a pair of them, and we installed them on the front of this particular bike, and up until last week, I had them on. I did replace them with another off-brand tire. I will talk about those in a second, but I want to finish talking about this tire. So, like I said, the whole point of this tire or this brand was the tread pattern that they shared with the V brand. I enjoy. So I wanted to make a video about getting it and installing it and see if this is a worthwhile tire. So like I said, I bought up until last week. I bought these ones that are on the bike, and I just changed them out today. So as you can see, it still has quite a bit of tread left on it. However, though, if you can see where the rubber met the road, so to speak, the tread on this looks more flat on the top. And when these were new, these were more roundish tread, like this one is now. Obviously, with a trike, when you turn into the corners, the trike doesn't move, or the trike doesn't lean over like a tour bike does. So that's why the side tread on the tire is not wore out. That's just how a truck acts into turn. It more acts more reasonably as a car does, just what it is. So my policy is I like to swap out tires seasonally. Like say for example, I got these tires installed last summer, and it's now it is almost the summer now. So I decided to change them over, and these came up on sale for the pair. I will show you in the video of the ad for these ones for the pair, and also they gave me a choice of you can buy 2 tubes with them and 2 tire levers as well. So that's what I did. I bought the pair tires, I bought the levers, and I bought the 2 tubes with it because right now tubes are going for like $10 to, I would say, $17, depending on where you go to buy them. So you know, I can always keep them, keep them around when I need them, when I do have a flat. So, and another reason why I like to trade my tires out is not only because how it wears the tire out, but obviously that part of the tread gets thinner as it wears out like the way it does, and I noticed that I've been getting essentially punctures easier, even though that visually you can see on this tire that this tire still has about my guess is 200 or 300 more miles on it before I would have to say definitely change them. But like I said, typically I like to change them out per season, regardless if they visually need them or not. It just gives me, it gives me the confidence that I'm not gonna have a puncture as easy. It doesn't mean that I'm not never gonna have a puncture. It just means that I'm trying to keep up on my tires so I have less of them. Because, like I said, tubes for this bike and my other Fat Boy bikes generally cost around $10 to $17 per tire or per tube. So with that said, I believe these tires are worth it. Yes, they are off-brand. Yes, they are pretty much a copy of the brand V. But for the price range, they're, I would say, pretty good. Throughout the time I had them, they handle really well. I didn't have any problems with traction. I even a couple times had this bike off-road with them. They handled pretty good. I mean, they handle more poorly off-road than they do on, but nevertheless, they still did their jobs. So, like I said, now we go on to this tire, and I will show you this tire, the ad in the video more closely. You can see exactly the tread pattern on this tire, and I already had this tire on the back of on the dry tire in the back already, so I kind of knew I kind of liked the tire going and when I bought these. So the differences with these tires compared to the ones that we just tested is that these have more of the tread is more like a motorcycle sport bike, um, like a like a Kawasaki Ninja or a street bike like that. Um, that's what this reminded me of. Plus, I personally think the added bonus to these tires is the PSI, how much air that they can hold. Um, these can hold 30 PSI, and the ones that we just took off can only handle 20 PSI. So what that gives us is a more solid tire, and um, because of that, it allows the bike to roll better from a dead stop. And I personally think that's very important to have when the bike by itself weighs over 85 pounds. And plus, obviously, you and whatever you put on the bike, such as bags, whatever you put in the bags. And plus, I believe that it takes a bit strain off the motor from a dead stop, and maybe um, as we are testing in these, maybe we'll see a more longer range with our battery. Um, and I will give you an update about that as it goes along, as I find out myself if these tires help more or if they are um not so helping. Um, as you notice, if you can notice now that these tires are dirty already. I just today took this bike on a 7 mile bike ride, and because in the ad it also says that this bike these tires can go off road. Um, I wanted to see for myself, and I'm more impressed with these tires on road than I do off. And the reason is when I was going off road with these today, um, I was noticing when I had to turn the bike, um, the bike would want to plow forward, and it didn't want to turn right away. I had the wheels turn, and it would take uh, um maybe a half second delay to catch to turn, especially if I was pedaling and had the motor going. The torque of the motor was actually making the bike plow forward, so that um that did play a role in you know steering, but I mean it wasn't out of the realm of impossible. Um, I just had to do more steering and correction once the bike started to turn. I had to correct it by turning the other way. But once you get the hang of it, it's not so bad. But as on-road goes, so far, I feel a lot more planted on the road, a lot more grip, and so far, I'm reaching better top speeds faster from the dead stop so far. At least that's what the butt dyno tells me. But another thing I noticed is the tread on these tires are kind of like soft rubber. The rubber compound is soft, so that kind of tells me that these are gonna wear out quicker. But in that time frame, because of the softer rubber, it's gonna give you the maximum grip possible. But short term, that's great. And somewhat that's what you want. But the thing is, because of the soft rubber compound, these tires might not last as long as the other tires did. And and that's why you pay extra for a more high-end tire is they use multiple tread compound or rubber compounds for the tread. So that means it allows the tire to last longer, like a different rating. Some tires are rated for 2,000 miles. Some of them are 1,500 miles. Some of them, if it's a touring tire, they can go up to 5,000 miles, depending on the brand, depending on, like I said, the rubber compound that the tire has. If I had to give these a rating today, so far on the road, like I said, these are, from a dead stop, I'm getting more speed for sure. From 0 to whatever speed I have it set on, it feels like it's going a lot faster from 0 to whatever that number is. So I kind of feel that my braking power has been increased as well with these tires. And lastly, I do have an idea how these are gonna perform, judging by the one on the rear tire right now. So with that said, though, I know it's very hard to find the right tire for your setup and everything else. So I hope this gives you a more idea of what you want in your tire, more on your bike. And until next time, don't forget your water bottles, your helmets, and bye for now.